Hi children. Yesterday I could not send the class. Don't worry. Today onwards you will be given regular science classes. Okay, and that will be for 10:30. I'll be sending. And the lesson what we were discussing. What was the name of the lesson? The name of the lesson was crop production and management. And at the starting of the lesson, we learned the definition for crops and the lines in the same manner, the most suitable definition for agriculture. And in the previous class, we were discussing about the basic agricultural practices or for crop production. The basic practices of crop production. There are 7 basic practices, and there were preparation of soil, sowing, adding manure and fertilizers, irrigation, protecting from weeds, harvesting, and finally storage. And these are the 7 basic practices for crop production. And it is sad to say that, see, 2 classes were given by me along with the notes, but till now no student has sent me the notes. I don't understand the reason why. See, but soon after every class I shall give you the notes. What do you want to do? You have to watch the video carefully and just learn the question answers, whatever I gave you. First you learn and then write it down in the notebook and send me. Just imagine, it is very sad to say, you are in 8th standard but you are not showing any responsibility in this matter. You are an 8th standard student now. Okay, so the work has to be done, and you know very well, due to this pandemic now, you are not allowed to come to school. This is the only way to keep in touch with the subjects. See, regarding science you are doing the same. Then what about other subjects? English, Hindi and social and all, are you sending the work? Only few students. Whereas I am very happy with the primary students, 1st standard to 5th standard. Most of the students now, they are really interested in sending back the homework to the teacher. So just is my last warning. Even if you are not giving any response to me, I must stop the class. Hope you understand. Okay, we were discussing about the previous class where we stopped. That's what I am going to say now. We stopped in preparation of soil. And a few questions I gave regarding that. What is that? Yeah, the question was, why the soil need to be turned and loosened? And the answer also I gave you. As I told you, the answer was in the last paragraph of 2nd page. Since only a few centimeters of the top layer of the soil support plant growth. Only a few. Actually, top soil is very fertile. Top soil is very fertile, and that is the reason loosening and turning of the soil is very important. Do you understand? And there are 2 ways. And see page number 3, 2nd paragraph. The process of loosening and turning of the soil is called tilling or ploughing. Tilling the land. One of the machines, they tillers. You might have seen tillers. And nowadays we use tractors in order to till the land. In olden days we had using, and even in some of the rural areas they use oxen in order to till the land along with a plough. The process of loosening and turning the soil is called tilling or ploughing. What is ploughing or tilling? The loosening and turning of the soil. The process is called ploughing or tilling. Just note down, underline that. This is done by using a plough. Ploughs are made of wood or iron. If the soil is very dry, it may need watering before ploughing. And see here, the plough, the picture is given here. What we have used now, actually a few days back. And even in, as I told you, in some of the rural areas, this tool is used in order to till the land. And what is the name of this tool? It is called a plough. Plough. And see, ploughs are made of wood or iron. It should be strong, then only it can go through the soil and easily turn and loosen the soil. So the plough should be strong, and that is the reason it will be made of, it must be made of iron or wood. And see, one more thing is there, and as I told you, after the harvesting, no, and due to the climatic conditions, the soil would be very rough. So before tilling or ploughing, we need to water the place, water the surface. Then only we can easily till that land, and that is the reason why this sentence is given. If the soil is very dry, it may need watering before ploughing. Do you understand? Before ploughing, we have to water it if the soil is very dry. The plowed field may have big clumps of soil called crumbs. You might have seen after plowing the land, no, we can see some crumbs there, like huge pieces of soil, no, that is called crumbs. Underline that. It is necessary to break these crumbs. Leveling the field is beneficial for sowing as well as for irrigation. We have to level the land, then only it will be easy for irrigation. Okay, what is irrigation? Pouring water to the crops, and that process is called irrigation. Different types of irrigation are there. We are going to learn in the same lesson later. Leveling of the soil is done with the help of a leveler. That too you might have seen. Leveler, and the shape is like this. The top part must be like this, the shape. And this is the leveler. And even the same instrument had used a few years back with the help of oxen in order to level the land. And it helps in irrigation. And of course, sowing. What is sowing? Yeah, after preparing the land, the second step is sowing the seeds. Okay. So this leveling helps for irrigation and sowing the crops. Leveling of soil is done with the help of a leveler. Sometimes manure is added to the soil before tilling. This helps in proper mixing of manure with soil. The soil is moistened before sowing. And see, sometimes while the time of leveling, manures in the sense just like it is not fertilizer in the sense manures like compost and all, not even cow dung, ashes, the farmers they use in the field. And at the time of leveling, they moist the land along with the manure also adding at the time of leveling, and so that the soil will be neatly mixed with the manure which is added. Hope you understand. And see, agricultural implements, some of the tools what the farmers, the people use for agriculture, all the I said you, and they are plough, hoe and the cultivator. Plough, hoe and the cultivator. All you might have got an idea about plough. Even the picture is given in page number 3, 1.1a, the plough. And see, there is a farmer with the help of oxen, ploughing the land or tilling the land. The first tool is plough. This is being used since ancient times for tilling the soil, adding fertilizers to the crop, removing the weeds and turning the soil. See, number of advantages for this plough. Which are they? First thing is we use the plough to till the land, and it is mentioned in ancient times. But even I have told you, in some of the rural areas, still now the farmers they use the same plough by making use of oxen. Okay, see, tilling the soil, adding fertilizers to the crop. Fertilizers, water fertilizers, it helps the crops to grow in a fast manner, in a strengthy manner. Okay, see, adding fertilizers to the crop, removing the weeds and turning the soil. What is weeds? And you might be knowing this, weeds. See, so for example, paddy, rice plants, when it started to grow, along with this rice plant, some of the other plants may grow. Unwanted plants are called the weeds. Hope you understand. Unwanted plants which grow in the field are called the weeds. And this plough helps in removing the weeds too. So, 4 advantages a plough has. It tills the land, then adding fertilizers to the crop, then removing weeds and turning the soil. As I told you, turning the soil is very important because only the top soil is fertile. It helps the crop to grow in a fast manner. This is made of wood and is drawn by a pair of bulls or other animals. Even horses were used once upon a time, and of course camels too, in order to till the land. Not now, in ancient time. It contains a strong triangular iron strip called the ploughshare. It is given ploughshare, and this part is called the ploughshare, and it is very strong, and it is called the ploughshare. What is it called? It is called the ploughshare. The main part of the plough is a long log of wood which is called the plough shaft. From here a plough shaft is used, and it's a long wooden part. It is called the plough shaft, and this is the main part of the plough. What is it called? It is called the plough shaft. There is a handle at one of the shaft. The other end is attached to a beam which is placed on the bull's neck. See here, one of the other shaft is used, and it will be keeping on the necks of the bull or ox. Okay, see. So which are the parts? Ploughshare, plough shaft, and it is called the beam, and this beam will be fixed at the neck of the ox. And clearly you can understand because the picture is given, and you are not LKG students or not, you are in 8th standard. Easily by seeing the picture you could easily understand. And today as a homework I shall give you to draw the figure of a plough and label the parts. I repeat. It contains a strong triangular iron strip called the ploughshare. The main part of the plough is a long log of wood which is called the plough shaft. I said you, and this is called the strong part is called the, which helps in tilling the land, is called the ploughshare, and this is called the plough shaft, and this is called the beam. The main part of the plough is a long log of wood which is called the plough shaft. There is a handle at one of the shaft. The other end is attached to a beam which is placed on the bull's necks. Okay. One pair of bulls and a man can easily operate the plough. Even I have seen in some of the pictures. See, human beings, a man can easily pull it. Even man can also work in the field just like an ox. Okay, see. The indigenous wooden plough is increasingly being replaced by iron ploughs nowadays. Nowadays we use iron plough. It is the picture is given there. Actually, see tractor, no? Behind the tractor you might have seen iron plough. You know, it helps in tilling very fast. Because nowadays technology has developed a lot. Than the plough, nowadays this iron plough is used more. Okay, see. The indigenous wooden plough is increasingly being replaced by iron ploughs nowadays. And now we are going to learn about hoe. The picture is given. It is a simple tool which is used for removing weeds and for loosening the soil. And whereas plough has 4 advantages. Which are they? Tilling the land, then adding fertilizers to the crop, removing the weeds and turning the soil. I am saying about a plough. Whereas a hoe has 2 usages. And which are they? It is used for removing the weeds. Weeds, I said you, the unwanted plants which grow in a crop field is called the weeds. And a hoe helps in removing the weeds from the field. And second use of a hoe is loosening the soil. Loosening the soil underline. It has a long rod of wood or iron. A strong board and bent plate of iron is fixed to one of its ends and works like a blade. See, you can see here. Bent plate. It is just like a blade. It is pulled by animals. In ancient times, it was pulled by animals, and nowadays, you know very well, we have tractors or tillers. Machinery has developed a lot. And here, see, Main part is called a bend plane, which is just like a blade, and a rod is there, beam is there, and this beam has to be fixed at the neck of the bulls or oxen, and the grip is here and a handle too. And this figure also very easy to draw. As a homework I shall give this, okay, the figure of a plough and a hoe. And the third tool is cultivator. Cultivator. Nowadays ploughing is done by tractor driven cultivator. The use of cultivator saves labor and time. Actually see, in olden days we have to use they have used the oxen in order for tilling and ploughing the land. Am I right? And nowadays, since the machinery has, technology has developed a lot, nowadays we use tractor driven cultivator or tillers we use, and it saves time and labor, but the work will be done in a fast manner. Hope you understand. Okay, we can stop here. The first basic practice for crop production, that is preparation of land, that is over now. In the next class we discuss about sowing, and as I told you, the homework will be sent, the notes will be sent along with this video. Apart from that, you must draw two figures too. Hope you understand. Thank you. Have a great day.